Back here, Barclays says it has now fixed the technical issue which left some people locked out of their bank accounts for a couple of days. Thousands of customers have reported problems, in fact, both making and receiving payments. Our correspondent Dan Whitehead joins me now. Dan, 20 minutes ago I was speaking to Rick in Liverpool, who couldn't pay his rent and he couldn't go shopping at the supermarket. All sorts of problems for people, some even bigger when they're trying to buy homes, for example.
Yeah, we'll hear from Rick again in a minute, but we've been hearing from Barclays customers over the weekend who, as you say, have been really facing pretty significant problems. House completions from not being able to buy their essential groceries. This has been a disaster for thousands, potentially millions of Barclays customers. This technical problem at the bank began on Friday morning. It was just before lunchtime when Barclays first acknowledged it on their social media channels. Here we are more than 72 hours on, and the bank has been pretty silent over those 72 hours over what has caused this, and we still don't really know the root of the problem. But according to the bank, it has now been fixed. Let me bring you that latest statement from Barclays Bank. It says that the technical issue impacting our customers on Friday and Saturday has been resolved and delayed payments processed. Customers can use our app, bank online, call us, use their cards and withdraw cash. We are working on bringing balances up to date for some of our customers and addressing any outstanding issues. We are very sorry for any disruption and will ensure that no impacted customer is left out of pocket. Certainly, we've been speaking to people who currently are out of pocket. This technical issue affected the app, it affected online banking. There were reports that it affected accessing Barclays cash machines, something the bank denied, but we've anecdotally been hearing that. We've heard from lots of people who have had their cards declined in restaurants, in shops, having that awkward moment, simply not being able to pay for their goods. One of those was Rick, who you spoke to, Rick Haldson, one of the Barclays customers. This was his experience.
Friday evening, we went to Tesco's, did our big weekly shop, got to the checkout, and everything was declined. So that was kind of embarrassing. And the woman at Tesco's said, we've been having this problem with Barclays customers all day. And that was when I first realized that it was actually quite a big problem.
Talk as well about HMRC. Of course, on Friday, for millions of people, it was the self-assessment tax return deadline, and people concerned about getting their payments in. HMRC keen to stress that no one will be fined if the payments aren't showing. HMRC saying that their systems are all working okay. We understand that HMRC's payment system, how they process tax payments from anyone, not just Barclays customers, are all processed through Barclays. Indeed, their accounts online are held with Barclays. So whether or not at their end there's delays showing on payments landing, they say that their system is working fine. If you've made that payment, if you've processed your self-assessment tax return, then it's all okay. But clearly it might take a couple of days for it to land in their system, and indeed for it to show in your balance in your account if you're a Barclays customer. This is it's fair to say not being handled particularly well if you look at the social media responses on Barclays accounts in terms of the communication to its customers. At one stage there were representatives on the X account for Barclays recommending to customers complaining, saying, look, I can't buy essential groceries, I can't buy baby food, to potentially reach out to food banks. That didn't go down well with those people they were speaking to, and it didn't go down well across social media as well. So there's going to be certainly a bit of reflection on how they have dealt with this. According to Barclays, and just checking the status page on Barclays' website, their technical status page, yesterday when we were reporting on this, it was a sea of yellow exclamation marks and warnings. They have now turned all green, albeit apart from the messaging system for Barclays and the telephone banking service. I think it will take a few hours for things to iron out. Barclays saying that they are going to be working on updating those balances, which are still incorrect. But according to the bank, that systems and that technical glitch now being resolved.